this video, I'm going to show you how to drop body fat so fast it feels illegal. I'm Connor Sleeman, and over the last 4 years, I've worked with over 250 clients to drop 10 kilos plus and keep it off for good. Just like some of these guys here. I've also done it time and time again myself, like with this recent cut here. So if you're overweight, lacking energy, lacking confidence, and pissed off, feeling like you're trying everything but nothing's working, you're not broken. I'm going to walk you through 11 simple steps that you need to implement to shred body fat quickly. Step 1 is we need to set your nutrition up so that you're actually in a deficit. If we don't do this, it doesn't matter what else we do. I don't care what diet you do, anything else. If you only eat food that begins with the letter K, if you only eat bum holes and ball bags, it means fuck all. For me, I like to take the approach of eating 10 to 12 calories per pound of body weight for this. For me, I like dieting as short and as fast as possible because I don't really like dieting. So I go for the more aggressive approach, 10 because it's going to be lower calories, 12 is moderate, but it's still pretty fast. Now, you're going to be told that aggressive dieting is bad and all this bollocks, that you're going to have muscle loss, you're not going to look as good, the faster you lose it, the faster you regain it. Bullshit. If you can be consistent with it, happy days. If it interferes with your adherence, then you may want to take a slightly less aggressive approach. Because if you're not adherent, you would get there faster by taking it slower but being adherent. Both are totally fine. In terms of regaining it, people regain body fat because they go back to what they were doing before. They go back to normal. Well, normal is what got them to where they were in the first place, so that makes no fucking sense. We need to create a new normal, utilizing the skills that you've learned and maintaining the behaviors that you've experienced or that you've put into practice over the duration of the diet. And those people who love to scream, oh, you'll lose muscle, you lose strength and all this bollocks, not true. No, I've got no energy. Well, you've got body fat, don't you? Well, you've got energy then, dickhead. And you've definitely got enough within your nutrition to maintain and even build strength. In the diet that I finished a couple of weeks ago, I hit a new low in body weight, which was 75.9, and got an RDL PB of 180 times 6 the same day. It's literally expected. So stop using a deficit as an excuse to train like a fanny. Step 2, make your approach enjoyable. Your training enjoyable, your nutrition enjoyable, so that you can be consistent in the long run. Don't get me wrong, you can't just eat and train however you want. Doesn't work like that. If I did that, I'd be 150 kilos. But you can make it more enjoyable. Your diet doesn't need to taste like Shrek's arsehole. It can have an element of flexibility within it. You can include your favorite foods. I like the 80-20 approach. 80% of your food to come from good shit, 20% come from the other shit, as long as it's still within your calories. As you get to the arse end of your diet, you may want to reduce flexibility a little bit because hunger may be increased, calories may be lower, and then you might want to go say 90-10 or whatever, but that's for you to play around with. But keeping an enjoyable approach will stop you resenting your week as a whole. Step 3 is to utilize weekly calories. Now, this isn't magic. It just may give you a bit more flexibility when you want it. So most people get caught up because they think calories are just a daily thing. Instead, we can look at them weekly. So if you know, right, at the weekend, I like to go out and have dinner out, have a few drinks, or just generally like to eat a bit more food, sound. We can look at your week as a whole, take calories from Monday through to Friday, and give you an extra 1,000 on Saturday, and then have a regular day on Sunday. Easy. At the end of the week, you're still going to have had the same amount of calories and the same fat loss. Step 4 is to make sure that we lose body fat, build and maintain muscle, and we stay full. We're going to need to make sure that we eat an appropriate amount of protein. If you're under eating on protein, your diet is going to be harder and you may not look as good at the end of it, which is a lot of work to do for not as good a result. So I'd be looking at 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're overweight, you can use your ideal body weight. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a silly protein target. I personally like to stick to the higher end just because I'd rather overshoot a little bit than undershoot. Step 5 is make it easy to be consistent with your nutrition, right? You don't need to eat something different every single meal of every single day, right? I eat off a meal plan most of the time because it's easy for me to stick to. Right? I don't need to put much effort in. I just know, right, I'm going to eat this and that's that, done. What most people end up with is decision fatigue. Oh, should I eat this? Should I eat that? Right? And then, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to get Uber Eats because I didn't decide what to eat. I didn't cook. A lot of my clients use flexi meal plans where they've got pre-worked out options like a menu and they just pick and choose what they want from there, do that ahead of time, then they know exactly what they need to buy for the week and what they need to cook. But at the very least, pre-plan your nutrition the day before. I would urge you to do more, but at the very least the day before. Because pre-planning is going to stop this, oh shit, I went over on my calories, I didn't even know. Oh, I've only got 50 calories left for dinner. Do it ahead of time, and then if your numbers are over, you can adjust what you had planned to make it fit your calorie goals. Step 6 is make sure you're getting a sufficient amount of healthy fats. Too many guys are obsessed with carbs and forget fats, and fats are so crucial for your overall health, your hormones, the lot. I'd be looking at usually 0.6 grams per kilo of body weight here. It may be less if you're overweight, but we'd look for a minimum of about 20% of your overall calories to come from fats. Then your carbs can make up the rest. Carbs are great. Please include them. They're just not as important from a health perspective as your fats are, but they are crucial for a performance perspective. Step 7 is do not neglect fruit and veg, please. You can eat so much of them for very little, which is going to make your diet a lot easier, but they're also super important for your health. Enough said, just have plenty of them, please. Step 8 is balance your calories how best works for you, right? So some people, myself included, like quite an even approach across the day. That works well for me because I don't get to the evening and notice that I'm particularly more hungry than I am at other times of the day. But other people get to like 6, 7, 8 o'clock and their hunger is really high. So it would make sense to then go, okay, well maybe we're just going to put a little bit more of our daily calories towards the evening and slightly less earlier in the day where we're maybe less hungry. Totally personal preference. Step 9 is to move more as a whole. The more you move, the more calories you're going to burn, the easier it's going to be to lose a bit more fat because you're not going to have to consistently eat less food. But I'd also look to do forms of cardio, right? I'm a big advocate of doing some form of cardio, whether it's in the gym, whether you play sport, whatever. Doesn't matter, but doing a form of cardio is going to mean you can also burn more calories and get fitter so you can push harder in your resistance training sets. So therefore you build and maintain more muscle. Step 10 is to resistance train 2 to 5 times per week, right? Whatever you can be consistent with. I personally train 5 times a week myself. I have a number of clients that train 3, others that train 4, some that train 2, but it's what you can be consistent with, and you need to do so with a set program where you know what you need to do each week, you log your lifts and you aim to do more than you've done before, and your big focuses are intensity and execution. And step 11 is to stop expecting it to happen overnight. It's not going to. 1 week of consistency will reveal not very much. 8 to 10 weeks will reveal a whole fucking lot. And you'll be super thankful that you did it and wish that you'd done it sooner. Yes, at times it's going to suck more dick than Bonnie Blue, but the payoff is huge. You get to wear and do whatever the fuck you want. You get to stop worrying about what other people think. You get to walk into rooms with your head held high with total confidence and conviction. And you can live up to your potential and set the example for the people around you. Now, if you want my help putting all of this together, there's a link to my application form in the description of the video. Fill that one out and I'll be in touch to have a chat with you about your current situation, your goals, and what's potentially holding you back right now.